Hey everyone, welcome to 3-Style Life. I've been thinking a lot lately about the concept of embarrassment and how people interact with it. You're probably well aware that we have a pretty strong aversion to embarrassment. We're pretty fearful of it. Things like speaking in public, talking to a boss about an issue, going on a date. All these things bring up fears of embarrassment, and these fears cause us to try and revert to normal social behaviors, whatever they may be. And I've found recently that we're not very good at gauging the likelihood or the severity of embarrassment. And what I mean by that is most situations that you fear will be embarrassing, if you go through with them, turn out to not be embarrassing. Many of them, in fact, turn out to be praiseworthy or exciting or beneficial. For example, you might be afraid to give a speech in front of your class, but a lot of the times it'll either have no response or it will have a positive response. People will like your speech, applaud, and you'll have a nice little experience there. And even in those situations that are embarrassing, taking the same example, you mess up the speech, it's not very good. Nobody cares after 3 more speeches have been done in the class, and everybody forgets about it the next day. So while in the moment there may be a little bit of embarrassment, it's much less severe than what your fear of it beforehand perceives it to be. And putting yourself in a position of potential embarrassment is something that takes the pressure off other people. They're able to enjoy whatever situation you're about to put yourself in because nothing bad can happen to them. And that's really, again, I think, a gift. A great example was about a month ago, some coworkers of mine and I went to an improv show, and as expected, during one of the bits, they called for 2 people to come on stage. And one girl stood up really quickly, and I kind of expected there'd be too many people standing up, like 10 or 15 people out of the 250 there would stand up, and they'd have to select somebody. But after a few more seconds, nobody stood up, and I was kind of taken aback by this because it's an improv show. I think most people know that when you're at such a show, this is going to happen, and I would imagine that at least a few people there were prepared for it and probably excited about it. So after a few seconds, nobody stood up, and even though I was way in the back and didn't think if I stood up I would even be seen, I did, just because nobody else was, and they called me up on stage, and I participated, made a little bit of a fool out of myself, but the actual result was awesome. Everybody was laughing at the bit they did with the 2 characters that we were, and everybody at work said it was really cool that I went up there, and all it took was the risk and the understanding that the level of potential embarrassment resulting from that was minimal. And bringing this back to fashion and style for a minute, this is why people who dress unusually or differently are often perceived in a positive way. They're often perceived as confident, they're often perceived as trend-setting, and just in control of themselves. And this is because they're putting themselves out there at risk of embarrassment when others aren't. And the fact that other people aren't doing it makes their actions seem by comparison more confident. And that's a powerful thing. So don't let a little bit of potential embarrassment, which is probably way less than what you think it could be, prevent you from being yourself, prevent you from expressing yourself through your clothing or whatever you want to do, however you act. Don't be afraid to be the only person at work who wears a tie. Don't be afraid to be the only person at work who doesn't wear a tie. It doesn't matter. Nothing bad is going to happen, and really the only thing you're losing out on is a potential for positivity. If you have the audacity and the courage to put yourself out there, a lot of good things are going to come to you, and you're going to give a lot of good things to other people. And I think that's really a powerful thing. So enjoy the little clip of me at the improv show, and until next time, keep living 3-Style.
Thinking about that, so just give me kind of a problem you may put into your software.
Find the integral of 4x squared plus 3. Yes.
No clue.
Wow. That DX came at the end. Like,
Yeah!
I was lost DX on that. And did you study math or computer science in college? Math. Okay, because computer science is just a hobby at this point.
Yeah.
Barry, who's the jerk at work? Who's the jerk at work? You are. So who's your friend at work?
Everybody.
Okay, wow. Moving on to the next question. Knock those categories down. Hey, what do you have a hobby, a pastime that does not involve computer or math?
Bowling.
Bowling!
Did not see that coming.
used to be. What was the name of your bowling team in the past?
Mixed nuts.
Let's just get credit.
What's your high score? High score. 268. 268 yes. Okay. Hey Barry, so you like to bowl. Hey, what's a pet peeve of yours, Barry? Don't like this. This bothers you.
Being like,
When a person is late to a meeting with you, let's say we were going to meet at Starbucks to talk about some math, okay? And let's say I'm 7 minutes late. What would be your response, Barry?
I would probably glare at you for a moment, but I wouldn't say anything.
Okay, so you keep it
I'm
inside.
pretty easygoing.
Let me see.
But I'd be upset.
I want to see the glare if you don't mind, Barry. I'm coming in. Where's the glare?
Withering. Withering stare.
It's more of a recognition, I think. Yeah. Like, that's you. Okay. What's something you like? You have it. You like it. Makes you happy if you have it. You like it.
My clothes.
You're gonna have to follow that one up, bro.
This tie.
So you have a collection of ties? A lot of ties? Are they all in the electric palette? Like this one? Many electric ties. I like it.
Are they all skinny?
A lot of electric skinny ties and Barry's wardrobe. Hey, Bear, do you go by Bear?
Yes, all the time.
Really? Okay. You can sometimes answer yes when you mean no?
All the time.
I don't know. You're in the hard drive.
There's an algorithm behind it, Greg.
Barry, if you would. So, do you have a motto or a slogan?
Booyah.
Really, Barry. I thought it would have been on late for my
I
next
see him.
video.
I think booyah. Will you please say the first line of the Pledge of Allegiance video talk? I pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
A brief walk, Barry. Kind of where Brandy's dedicating your regular.
Come on over here, Blue.
You're ready. Now, on the way back, not for me, but for these fine people. We're